looking at him in jail, he looked so calm, and I just thought, no, he's too confident that he's not going to have to face consequences.
Seattle Seahawks offensive lineman Chad Wheeler has been arrested on suspicion of domestic violence. The 27-year-old was released from bail in the Seattle suburb on Tuesday on a $400,000 bail. While Chad is on bail and apologizing from his home on Twitter, the victim Alleah images in the hospital became one of the most reshared images on social media. People are now calling out the NFL and Seattle Seahawks for their nonchalant responses. According to friends and family, Alleah is a very determined young woman.
Thank you guys so much for tapping into today's interview. I had a blast catching up with Switcher Sleep. Follow him at Switcher Sleep 206. The interview was amazing. You guys can catch the whole interview on my IGTV. I'll also upload it to YouTube and he'll be posting it very soon. So catch up, tap in. I'm really excited. Yeah. And now I have to go get ready because I have to go shoot. So that's why I have so much makeup on and whatnot. So yeah, be on the lookout for behind the scenes from today's shoot too. Mwah.
She is dedicated to her profession and work hard at her craft. Not only does she work as a media correspondent, she is a YouTuber.
I'm doing a review of a U-part wig. This is my first time ever wearing a U-part wig. And I decided to go with the Jordane Woods and Easy Locks collab. This is a body wave lace U-part wig and I'm really excited for it. I'm wearing it right now.
Alleah also models professionally. According to her Facebook, her bio reads, "When you see me, you see dedication." She embodies Black excellence as a queen and mentor for Miss Africa Washington State. She also took her mentorship into the streets while heavily supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, protesting, and using her profession to capture imagery of Black royalty. Although Alleah is visible with her stance in the public eye, she lives her personal life privately. In police reports obtained by TMZ, Alleah was allegedly dating former Seattle Seahawks player Chad Wheeler for 6 months.
We were like best friends. We did everything together. I even introduced him to my family. We would babysit my nephew together.
Sadly, after 6 months of dating with no arguments or fights, Chad claimed to have had a manic episode following a simple haircut. According to reports, the incident began at 9:44 p.m. when Chad allegedly asked Alleah to bow to him.
He just loved this long hair, refused to cut it, and it surprised me and it worried me. I came home and Chad was trying to play it off as if he just kind of cut his hair, but then as time went on throughout the day, he started going downhill emotionally. He stood up and he told me to bow down, and I asked him why, and he didn't respond. He just told me to bow down again, and I told him no, and he immediately grabbed my neck, and that's when things began.
Alleah, 5'9", 145 pounds, told Kid Police she fled into the bathroom after 6'7", 310-pound Chad threw her onto the bed and strangled her long enough for her to lose consciousness. She then told police that when she regained consciousness, Chad was standing near the bed and said, "Wow, you're alive."
He was standing by the bed, by the door, and it's so chilling. He was like, "Wow, you're still alive."
She ran into the bathroom, locked it, and called 911. According to police, she also texted her friends, family, and Chad's father to call police.
What is it that's happening?
Please help me now. Oh, my arm's dislocated, sir. I'm going to come in this room now.
Alleah was so scared she even texted police, "Please come in. He's trying to kill me. Break down the door now." On the 911 call, you can hear Chad breaking through the door.
Questions that I'm asking you.
Chad then allegedly picked the locks, entered, and began apologizing profusely. Police arrived shortly after and could hear a woman screaming from inside the apartment, the report stated. They forced entry into the unit and then into the locked bathroom, where Chad was standing behind Alleah. The report stated that she was crying in pain, with her face covered in blood and her left arm swollen and limped against her body.
Bolts and a steel plate I'm going to have forever in my arm. I'm going to have to deal with this the rest of my life.
She also had noticeable fingerprints on both sides of her neck. The reports also state that Chad did not comply with the officer's commands and resisted arrest before he was eventually detained. While detained, according to reports, he repeatedly yelled sorry and said, "I don't beat women." Chad then refused to speak to officers. Alleah was asked by one of the officers if she thought that she was going to die, and she responded, "I thought I already had."
Looking up at him and seeing his face, and he looked so determined, and it was terrifying. Very strong, and I've never felt helpless before, but in that moment I just felt like this is it.
She was then taken to the hospital, and according to the Times, she exhibited multiple signs of strangulation, including lesions on her neck, and she also had swelling in her face. Alleah told police that Chad has bipolar disorder and he had not been taking his medication recently. She said Chad had a manic episode that was not provoked by any sort of argument, but rather began when he suddenly snapped into a dark place. Court documents show that Chad was booked into the King County Correctional Facility that early morning at 1:19 a.m. and released on a $400,000 bail. The King County Prosecutor's Office filed criminal charges of first-degree domestic violence assault, domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, and resisting arrest against Chad. Alleah also faced him in court.
I didn't want him to think that he had that power over me, that I wasn't going to defend myself. And I thought, how easy would that be for him and his legal team to be able to say whatever they want without having to look me in the eye.
Do you think he should serve prison time for what he did to you?
Yes.
Initially, he was scheduled to be arraigned February 9th when he was expected to enter a plea. On February 1st, 2021, he entered a plea of not guilty. The Seattle Seahawks strongly condemned the alleged assault. They issued a statement and said, "The Seahawks are saddened by the details emerging against Chad Wheeler and strongly condemn this act of domestic violence. Our thoughts and support are with the victim." They also said, "Chad is a free agent and no longer with the team." The Seattle team encouraged Chad to get the help that he needed, and they offered details for the National Domestic Violence Hotline and the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline Hotline. Chad also decided to log onto his Twitter and issue a statement. On January 27th, 2021, he said, "Events happened over the weekend that transpired from a manic episode. I am deeply sorry for the pain and suffering that I have caused to Alleah and her family. I apologize profusely for the turmoil that I have caused to my family, teammates, fans, and to those closest to me. The most important thing right now is that Alleah gets the care she needs and I get help. It is time for me to walk away from football and get the help I need to never again pose a threat to another. I cannot express my sorrow or remorse enough. I am truly ashamed." Recently, Alleah expressed she was happy to have overcome such an incident.
At first, I was very, very sad seeing it, and but now I just see it as something I survived. Niece that, God forbid, I hope she never goes through anything like this. But so I get a little emotional, but I want her to see the strength, and I want her to emulate it, and I want other people to emulate it.
This story is quite sad and disturbing. It took a while for the NFL to speak against this alleged assault, but then again, people are not surprised because there are many players still on the field who were accused and or committed domestic abuse crimes. I will continue to keep her friends and her family in my prayers. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions down below. Please be respectful in the comments. Love you guys. Talk to you later. And don't forget to check on your loved ones.